Oh, I got a lot of pushback. I got phone call after phone call last night. They didn't want me to sign the discharge petition. They want to focus on the oversight investigation. They hate Thomas Massey more than they can hate any Democrat, which makes no sense to me. And they don't want to work with Democrats at all. Today he called it a hoax while these women were speaking out and they were saying, we're not a hoax. We're human beings. Yeah. It's not a hoax because Jeffrey Epstein is a convicted pedophile. That takes away the whole hoax things. It's not a hoax. It's not a lie.
Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking about how bad this is. Remember, she was so upset about someone calling it a hoax? And also how that unnamed White House official, and that's a hostile act. I want you guys to listen to how Marjorie Taylor Greene talks about Donald Trump. Because in every time that she's crossed these lines against Donald Trump, there's always this explanation that he has nothing to do with it.
I'm not blaming President Trump whatsoever. I'm actually blaming some of his staff around him. Eric, you and I both know any president is insulated and in a cone of information based on the people that work directly with him. And I don't think they've informed him on what a big deal this really is. And I told the president this morning, I want to see him bring these women into the Oval Office, and I want him to be the hero and champion of this issue. And I want him to fight for these women because I know him to be a fighter. And when he fights for something, for an issue, and he fights for people, especially innocent victims of Jeffrey Epstein, then he beats everybody. And I really want to see President Trump do that. And I hope he changes his mind. Somebody who is a real coward from one of the Trump admin officials came out and called this a hostile act against the Trump administration. I take very big offense to that because I put my life and my fortune on the line fighting to get that man elected. And whoever said that has their job because of people like me that fought all the horrible Republicans that stabbed him in the back after January 6th. And I was one of those that fought on the front lines and said, no, he is the leader of our party. He is the president, and we're going to make him president again. Well, that coward attacked me and attacked anybody else and called it a hostile act.
Donald Trump, the president of the United States, the guy that says he's going to centralize all power under him, the guy that said, I can do whatever I want. He just said that like a week or two ago.
I don't love, not that I don't have the right to do anything I want to do. I'm the president of the United States. If I think our country's in danger, and it is in danger in these cities, I can do it.
I can do what I want. I'm sending military into the streets, into different cities. I'm taking over and federalizing police forces. I'm imposing tariffs all across the world unlawfully. I'm doing everything that I want. That president hasn't been informed well enough by his staff of how important the Epstein files are. That's what Marjorie Taylor Greene said. She's not blaming Trump. That was the first thing. I mean, I don't want to blame Trump. I'm not blaming Trump. I'm not blaming the guy who says he has all and complete authority over this country. I'm not blaming him for his Department of Justice, his Pam Bondi. She's not going to blame him for when he said, when are you guys going to stop talking about this Epstein thing? She's not going to blame him when he said this whole thing is a hoax after these survivors came out and said, yo, it's not a hoax. We're real people. We're standing right here. How is it possible that you can't blame the guy that's controlling everything? But she put her fortune on the line to get him elected. But it's those cowards and those dirty dealers that are surrounding Donald Trump that are keeping him away from all information that's going to make him not do anything about it. Has nothing to do with him. I'm telling you, bro. Y'all can try to start giving Marjorie Taylor Greene some credit, but she has not crossed Donald Trump. She's being very careful to not cross just that guy. Those cowards attacked her and said that it's a hostile act. Against who? I'm not even done with her. She also talked to Manu Raju right after they had their whole press conference with these survivors. She talked to him and he asked her what it is that she said to Donald Trump because she brought it up.
I look forward to talking with President Trump about these women that I've met. I also encouraged him already this morning that he should have these women in the Oval Office. They deserve to be there.
You spoke to him?
Yes, I did. Yeah. And I told him I'd be happy to set that up, arranging with their attorney by sharing his phone number.
What was his reaction to that?
I haven't gotten an answer back on that, but I am continuing to encourage him that these are the people that deserve to be in the Oval Office, not any of Jeffrey Epstein's rich, powerful friends.
You hear that, bullshit? Marjorie Taylor Greene said that she spoke to Donald Trump that morning. She spoke to him, and she said, you should bring in these survivors, and you could be a hero and all that stuff. Manu Raja asked her a great follow-up question. What did he say? Her answer was that she hasn't gotten an answer yet. If you spoke to Donald Trump, speaking, it could have been on the phone, but speaking, not a letter, not an email, not something through some spokespeople. She said she spoke to Donald Trump. So when she said you should get these folks in here and then she hasn't got an answer yet, the next follow-up question should have been, well, if you spoke to him and you haven't got an answer yet, what did he say? I haven't got an answer yet. That means that you maybe put in a request at best through some channels and didn't speak to the president. But you're telling everyone else, I spoke to Donald Trump because he's about to be a hero and listen to everything that I say. Because she's trying to prop him up and to be in this position to be a good guy when he's the one who's doing the whole thing to cover this up. And the last question is, why is it that Marjorie Taylor Greene won't cross Donald Trump? But she's on the right side on everything else when it comes to this story, right? She's on the right side when it comes to calling Gaza a genocide, but she won't say who's part of committing that genocide. Weird. She won't point out that the guy in that area where they're trying to clear out as many Palestinian innocent women, children, and men as possible so they can create their beachfront property hasn't said yet, this guy in the White House wants to kill all these people in this genocide. She won't say it. She'll say everyone else is doing it except for this guy. It keeps people that are confused about who the president is, like one of these survivors of Jeffrey Epstein, to ask this very simple question. This woman is a Trump supporter, voted for him, and she can't figure out why he's doing what he's doing.
I have to ask you about someone who wasn't supportive today, and that is Donald Trump in the Oval Office calling what was happening in your discussion the Epstein hoax. He repeatedly called it a Democratic hoax, even though you were accompanied by Republican members of the House as you were standing there. How did you feel about that when you heard that word applied to what was happening there?
So I'm going to go off of my survivor sister, Haley Robertson, and I voted for him. I voted for Trump. And for him to say what he's saying is beyond me, because I put my hope in him and he's supposed to protect us. And for him to say that this is a joke and that it's sides, this is not sides. We will say it time and time again. None of us are up there accusing him of anything. There is no one that is accusing him of any wrongdoing. So for the fact that he is saying those things and saying it's a hoax, who are you hiding for then? Because if it's not you, then who is it? And that scares me. Who is it?
She's not accusing him of anything. She voted for him. What's wrong? What is he hiding? Who is he hiding it for? We'll see if Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to keep asking those questions, because one of the strong speeches that she had was how if these survivors behind me are too afraid because of their lives being threatened and then being stalked and followed for all these years, I have the power. I'll take the list to the House floor and I'll read these names. She said it, bro.
Yeah, it's a scary thing to name names, but I will tell you, I'm not afraid to name names. And so if they want to give me a list, I will walk in that Capitol on the House floor and I'll say every damn name that abused these women. I can do that for them. And I'd be proud to do it.
But she won't say one name.